from a trip to Stanford. They take on their neighbors from Durham, North Carolina Central out of the MEAC. As we bring you basketball here on ACC Network Extra, Dean Linke along with Debbie Taylor. Duke's been really busy, but wow, they almost shocked, I think, the world in almost beating Stanford.
After a tough home loss to in-state Davidson, they traveled to Palo Alto for their 4th game in 8 days and barely just lost to Stanford in overtime. It was a valiant effort by the Blue Devils, just coming up a little short.
Meanwhile, NC Central, they've had an interesting schedule as they had one game where they won by 110. In that game, Mira Burks had 10 three-pointers.
I mean, the redshirt senior from Chicago leads the Eagles in scoring, averaging over 16 a game. She's a preseason All-MEAC first-team selection, but she can fill it up from long range. 10 threes in that game, Dean, and then she followed it up with 5 more in the next contest. She will certainly be a focal point of the Blue Devil defense today.
And a quick comment on Aluchi Akanawa. She had a monster game against Stanford.
The 5'10 freshman from Boston is filling up the stat sheet for Duke, leading the Blue Devils in rebounding while averaging over 11 points a game. She plays with boundless energy and elite athleticism.
Duke and NC Central, hard to believe, they're meeting in women's basketball for the first time in 14 years as these two teams get together in a lot of other Olympic sports, but first time in 14 years in women's basketball. This has to be a thrill, I would think, for NC Central to be right here in the area taking on Duke.
I think it's always a thrill to play in camera, but NC Central, they're right down the road. I mean, 10 minutes max away, so a great opportunity to play against a very good Duke team, and a Duke team that loves to bring the full court pressure. First turnover of the game for the Eagles.
Richardson picking it off, and she'll go to the line. Richardson, Brown, Mayer, Cable, and Donovan get rare starts in this one. Jackson, who had the big game against Stanford, not in the starting lineup.
Yeah, Jackson started every game until today, so interesting to find out why. But Emma Cable, the sophomore, long-range three-point specialist, into the starting lineup. She only played 3 or 4 games last year, 6 minutes a game, so she's much bigger role this season.
First 2 free throws up and in for Richardson. 2-0. There's that pressure again, and leads to another turnover. That was Cable who got her hand on it. Stifling defense, driving to the basket, and Richardson's got 4.
Richardson loves to use that high screen by Kennedy Brown. Duke loves to play in the middle of the floor, take the help defense away, switching on the perimeter right now in their man-to-man defense.
Richardson opened the season with a massive game against Richmond. That looked like it was inside the three-point line. Doesn't matter, as it'll be Richardson with the rebound.
North Carolina Central's won 3 in a row after dropping their first 2. You see here Reagan Richardson, the junior, the transfer from Georgia, rejects the screen, extends it up high off the glass for the easy finish.
Mayer, that's a beautiful shot. When that shot's going down, you're tough to beat.
She's so good. She comes off that double high screen, stops and pops.
Ripped out of the air. Donovan, who was one of the bright lights in a tough game against Davidson, only played 7 minutes against Stanford, yet gets the start and finishes at the rim.
And you can see what an athlete she is, going coast to coast. She's the 3rd-ranked recruit in the nation in her class by ESPN, the highest-ranked recruit in Carol Lawson's tenure at Duke.
8-0 Duke lead. I mentioned Carol Lawson, who leads the Duke Blue Devils. Terrence Baxter is the interim head coach in his first season for NC Central. NC Central trying to get their first points of the game. It's short. Brown was thinking outlet. Instead, it went to Richardson, then Donovan. Richardson, then Donovan. Donovan misses the layup, though. And we've got our first break here. Flying along, Duke 8. NC 8-0, 7:41 remaining here in the first. Off the timeout, let's see if NC Central can get something going. Good defense from Brown, good defense from Donovan. And then Donovan is blocked.
Well, we know how good this Duke defense can be, and right now having their way with North Carolina Central really dictating the game, making it difficult for the Eagles to even get a shot off.
Mayer to Richardson. Good pass opposite side to Donovan. 10-zip, and the pressure is on.
That's a nice back cut by the freshman, reading her defense, bringing her high. Nice cut to the basket, easy pass, and easy layup.
Talked about Burks. Still no shot as Callahan, Bryant, Robinson, and Cunningham, the other starters for Coach Baxter and the Catamounts. Donovan's going to go to the line.
Donovan's one of those players, you know, he said a very talented freshman. If you don't stop her, she's going to the basket, and she makes this read on the flash to the high post. It's easy money for her at the rim.
Yeah, I thought Donovan, as I mentioned earlier, was the kind of one bright light in what was a really tough game against Davidson, where they never really got closer than 6 in that one, Debbie Taylor. But yet, out in Stanford, she only played 7 minutes, and then today gets the start. Cable also didn't play much against Stanford, and she also gets the start.
Maples Pavilion is packed, and Stanford is the number 6 team in the country, and sometimes that's a hostile environment for freshmen who are still learning how to play. Made free throw for Donovan, though. She was 1 for 7 coming into the game. If she has an Achilles heel, that might be it. Another long-range shot off the back rim, and here comes T. Mayer.
Mayer will give it up. Drop back to Donovan. She's got 3 players around her. It'll be a jump ball in possession. Will come back to NC Central. Here comes that full court press again.
Duke loves to bring the pressure. They love to turn you over. Already forced a team into 30 turnovers this season.
Coach Baxter going to his bench. Good defense from Donovan and Cable together. Now Mayer's going to wait for Brown to set the high pick, high screen. Go back down. Donovan, what a nice pass. Cable's there. She'll go to the line.
Great play by the freshman. You see 6-foot guard. She can do a little bit of everything. She's asked for the ball in the post, and there's a beautiful back cut by Cable with the drop pass. Great teamwork right there by the freshman and the sophomore.
Cable misses the and one. It's 13-zip. Tippy Robertson, the redshirt senior from Chicago, is into the game. Another rebound for Brown. Mayer's going to push it. Cable going to the basket, and she'll have another and one. Back-to-back and ones for Cable.
Great transition by the Blue Devils. They love their defense, but they also love to run. A nice heads-up pass here by T. Mayer. Picks her head up, leads her teammate Emma Cable, lays it in, draws the contact. Nice, strong. Emma Cable's a pretty strong build.
12 points in that Coastal Carolina game that Ms. Taylor and I had the pleasure of calling.
She's played well, and we said a player that did not see a lot of time, a lot of minutes last year. She played on the U19 Canadian national team. She's got some great international experience. She's been waiting for her moment and really stepping into that role this season.
Donovan's got 5, Cable and Richardson 4, Mayer's got 2. The Catamounts have 0. And look like a travel, and it is. It'll come back to Duke. Shot from distance. Cable hits the 3.
Wow, those offensive rebounds will bite you every time, and Duke is relentless on the offensive glass and creates that long-range spot from Cable.
Yes.
There's the first bucket for the Eagles. The lid is off the basket. Tippy Robertson, redshirt senior, knocking it down.
Spent some time at Stetson for coming to Central. That's a beautiful 3 from Mayer.
Blue Devils have a lot of weapons. They've got strength around the rim. They can attack off the dribble. If they heat up from behind the arc, their opponent is in big trouble, and there's a foul on Kennedy Brown. Here's the bucket by Central. Much needed three-pointer.
There's Terrence Baxter. He's in the Pfeiffer Hall of Fame. Really good player at Pfeiffer. Was the assistant coach here for a couple years. He's right now on an interim basis, and obviously puts himself in the best spot maybe to get the job, Debbie Taylor. That's usually how it works.
Well, he's had a good career. He was at Catawba for 7 years total, 2 years as the head coach there, and they've won 3 games in a row. And he said he's still putting in his system. They have a few injuries, but players are learning, and he hasn't put his press in yet because he wants them to have the fundamentals of the systems that he wants them to run. Here comes a little extended, just, tiny bit of pressure, a little run and jump there. 3/4 court.
Andrew Donovan to find Cable. Mayer sets her feet again. Back of the rim this time. Kanawa has come into the game for Kara Lawson, her first sub.
And the freshman, she comes off the bench, averaging 11.6 points a game and 7.6 rebounds. What a beautiful touch pass by T-Mare.
That's Emsbo, who had started a couple games with Brown together.
And Duke has the ability to go to a big lineup. Emsbo, the transfer from Yale, she's a graduate student, scored 1,000 points in 3 years. In the Ivy League, she's been playing really well, had a really good game at Stanford.
Emsbo, when she was at Yale, scored 29 against Dartmouth, so she does have the ability to fill it up. Cable, yes. Wow, when she sets her feet, it is smooth, Debbie Taylor.
Well, and credit Jaden Donovan with knowing her teammates' strength and finding her in transition. Right now, Duke is playing their tempo, their style, and their way.
Mayer feeding Donovan. She missed it. Good hustle by Emsbo, but looks like they're going to call Emsbo with a foul.
Duke shares the ball incredibly well, and you see that 1-2 touch pass from Mayer to Emsbo, and then drive it, kick it, the assist, another assist from Donovan to Cable, and Duke extends this lead to 22.
Great looks at the passes.
Well, Duke has assisted on 46% of their shots going into this game, and that's a nice number and a good testament to the way they are able to share the ball unselfishly. Duke's defense just swarming. A little miscommunication there, but a miss and a good box out by Emsbo.
Jordan Wood is into the game, part of the freshman class out of Chicago. Mayer wide open to the lane.
That's just too easy, and Coach Baxter needs a timeout to get his team to regroup. 28-4. Blue Devils playing defense, getting out in transition.
Duke's new century cries out for a university where the drive to discover is not hemmed by disciplinary logics, where philosophers work side by side with physicians and physicists, where nurses find inspiration in narrative theory, where mechanical engineers team up with marine biologists or musicians. I believe Duke will continue to be that university, together.
Back at Cameron, happy Sunday as we wrap up a great Thanksgiving weekend. And it's Duke 28, NC Central 4. And you know those kids are not happy that they have to go back to school tomorrow, Debbie.
It's nice, so nice to have a little bit of a long break. A little rest and relaxation. No joy about going back to school tomorrow.
Kanawa with another steal. I mean, she's listed at 5'10". I don't even know about that. She plays bigger than that. She's extremely fast.
They call her, she comes off the bench in every game. She had 22 points and 12 rebounds in her first game in Cameron off the bench. And we see T-Mare with the easy floater. But, they call her a spark plug off the bench. I think she's more like a lightning bolt. I mean, she just comes in and gives her team so much energy.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can kind of feel the energy around her.
see this attack by Team Mare, the transfer from Boston College, the floater, the nice soft touch around the rim.
Season high, 18 against Columbia. She had 26 against Pitt while playing for Boston College, talking about Mare. It's 30-4, and we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds still left here.
Mare was on the all-ACC freshman team at Boston College, Dean, and she, in her freshman year, averaged 11 points, 4.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and almost 2 steals a game. I mean, so you can see what a big get she is for the Blue Devils as she gets out ahead of the break. Especially valuable since point guard Vanessa DeJesus went down with a knee injury earlier in the season and won't be able to play. So Mare getting some big minutes at the point guard spot for Duke.
Incredible hustle by Akanawa to then throw it off the central player, Callahan, and Duke gets the ball back. That's just all-out effort play by Akanawa.
It does so many little things well.
That's Delaney Thomas who turns it over. Thomas had a good game as well against Stanford.
14 points in 31 minutes. She's really starting to learn the system. There's a nice pass. And it traveled before the foul or the block or whatever that could have been by Thomas. Yeah, another one of those 4 freshmen that was the number 6 recruiting class in the country that Kara Lawson brought in. And I think Thomas is really starting to learn her role.
Mare is going to get her first break. A solid shift for Mare.
And that'll put Reagan Richardson with point guard duties.
Kanawa to Emsbo. Kanawa. Emsbo, good hustle play by Emsbo, number 21. Kanawa with the shot clock at 5, finds her own space. Tough shot to make. Central on the outlet, pass is a little bit too heavy. Good bounce pass back though, and a finish at the bucket there from Callahan. Great pass from Robinson.
Central with a little transition of their own. Gonna need a little more pressure defense against this Duke team, but every time they overplay, Duke reads it and goes backdoor. Need more ball pressure. Need to defend those screens better. Need to do a great job making Duke one and done as they did on that one, and here they come with a little transition of their own.
Kanawa pounded the boards but couldn't come up with it, and the finish right there from Robinson, and now Kara Lawson wants to talk about it. She's not happy.
That's the first back-to-back baskets by Central since we tipped the game off, and I know that's a nice thing for Coach Terrence Baxter to see his team get going a little bit. They love the transition game. They love to create some offense with their defense. Duke's done a nice job so far slicing and dicing their way through the Eagle defense. Get the nice rebound, get the ball out, pass ahead, and another lead pass. Little jump shot, finish in transition. Got to stop the ball. Coach Lawson, he wants our team playing defense 40 minutes, all 40 minutes. Just because you have a big lead doesn't mean your energy and your intensity can stop, and I'm sure she's regrouped, and that's exactly what she said to them.
You mentioned NC Central with 3 wins in a row after starting the season with a 113-39 loss at Washington and then a 30-point loss at Wofford. Duke missed right there. Then they beat Mid-Atlantic Christian 132-22. I don't know if I've seen a scoreline like that in quite some time, but we could see that today.
Well, and that's where Burks had 10 threes. I mean, I don't care who the opponent is. 10 threes is a pretty impressive statistic in a game. And North Carolina Central had 16 threes as a team. Program high, career high. It's a good shooting night.
Great effort by Thomas on the offensive rebound. There's a Kanawa. I'll tell you what, if she hangs around here, she's going to be fun to watch. I say that just because the transfer portal's changed the game, Debbie Taylor, but if she fully commits to Duke, she seems to be Kara Lawson's kind of player.
She's a great talent on both sides of the ball. She scored in double digits 3 times in her first 5 games, and she also pulled 9 or more rebounds in her 3 of her first 5 games. So her contributions have already been big as a freshman. She just plays with composure, but what I love most about her is the energy she brings to the floor. And, you know, you'll see a mistake like that, which all freshmen will make, but she gives you 100% every time she's in the game.
She does. She's already sweating out there. Tremendous 1v1 defender and a tremendous team defender, particularly attacking the boards offensively and defensively. That's a nice bucket for the Catamounts. 32-10. That almost went in. It's 32-10 through 1 quarter. Duke all over the Eagles by 22.
Greatness is a feeling.
Long-range shooter who saw limited minutes last season, but has really stepped into her new role and got out to an early shot from behind the arc. Really had a great first quarter, 4 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 3 from long range. Taking full advantage of her minutes.
She's only 2 points away from her career high that she set this year against Coastal Carolina.
Blue Devils coming out with a little set, but well defended by the Eagles. The turnover and the foul. NC Central ball. We said early, Dean, these teams, it's the first time they've met in 14 years. Last game was played December 28th, 2009, and it was 117-28, a lopsided victory by Duke. Let's see what the Eagles can do this time to close that gap. Little horn set. Screen the screener. Blue Devils continue to switch on the perimeter. A little seam, floater. And a rebound by Jaden Donovan. You see how high she gets up. She leads the break.
Babel back to Donovan. Extra pass. Wood just came in for Akanawa after the turnover. Rebound here now for the Eagles. Blocked by Wood. Wood with that long, rangy frame. Not happy that she missed the shot, but was there for the block.
Duke's number 7 in the country right now with blocks per game, averaging a little over 7. Great interior defense by the Blue Devils. Nice execution on the inbounds by the Eagles. Another 2 on the board.
Yeah, that's how you do it right there. Richardson, extra pass. And Emsbo is fouled.
Gotta really like how unselfish the Duke players are and how good they are at sharing the basketball. And you just see this touch pass down there to Emsbo by Richardson. She could have taken that to the rim, but she saw that Emsbo had better position, puts her on the free throw line. Emsbo is a 73% free throw shooter. Duke's shooting 77% as a team. That's what you want to see as a coach. Closer you can get to 80. Get yourself to the line. Make them count.
Emsbo, not just 73% this year, 73% in her entire career. And they travel as Duke will force a lot of turnovers with that stifling D. They want to create chaos. 34-12.
Coach Lawson always says she wants her defense to be disruptive, take the opponent out of their rhythm. 1 contested jump shot, pull the rebound. Nice flash cut by Donovan. She gets the one-on-one, kisses it off the glass, can't make it. You could see the upside and the potential in Jaden Donovan, and I like how Coach Carol Lawson, she knows what she's got in that player, and she's just letting her play her way through it. For the freshman, it's a big learning curve in non-conference play, and there she is,
Donovan
picking off that steal.
1 extra pass from Wood to Cable will go out of bounds. This time the Eagles salve the Duke press. Step back. And a little bit short there from Bryant, the freshman from Salisbury High School right here in North Carolina. 34-12. Coach Taylor, when you had a game like this where everything was pointing to what was going to be a big win, right, and an easy one, how do you make sure you keep everybody focused?
It's still early in the season, so you just continue to coach, and these are learning opportunities. And everything you can get out of non-conference play, there's 3 seasons, non-conference, conference, and then postseason. And everything you can get out of this non-conference period of time is invaluable to carry you through the rest of the season.
Great to be with Debbie Taylor. Great success at William & Mary, among other places. 36-12 is the score. Driving to the basket. Emsbo with the rebound. Over by Richardson, and somehow Central then lost it.
Jaden Donovan here. The screen is rejected by Reagan Richardson. She said, yeah, no thanks for giving me the baseline. I'm going to go the other way. You got to make your opponent use the screen. Reagan Richardson with a great read and a nice pull-up jumper.
36-12. 7.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Cameron Indoor. And a busy week at Duke. The Duke football team with another win yesterday, right here. Outside the Cameron Indoor doors.
A great season by Coach Elko and his team, despite some injuries to Riley Leonard and losing their all-star quarterback, but just some great football games and so much to be proud of for a Duke Blue Devil football fan this season.
Duke men's soccer team had a great season. They saw their season come to an end, though, with a heartbreaker in overtime to Western Michigan.
Game here in Cameron, men's basketball against Southern Indiana on Friday. So lots going on in Durham for folks who are on Thanksgiving break.
Brown. Nope, they won't count it.
You want to see more of that, though. You want to see Kennedy Brown use her 6'6" frame, play with her back to the basket, take advantage. She's the tallest player on the floor.
Ticket, a freshman from California, is into the game. Brown defensively is going to get called for the foul.
North Carolina Central having a little success right now against that full court pressure defense. They struggled early on, but they're finding a way to get through it and get some good looks or get themselves to the free throw line. Morgan Callahan, preseason All-MEAC third team, the lefty.
Cable is blocked. I'll call it jump ball. And Cable probably needed to just drop it here.
Well, again, another great lead pass. And some good defense right there. That's all ball by Tippy Robertson, the redshirt senior. The transfer from Stetson. She played 3 years there before arriving in Durham.
So Debbie, as I look down, I'm not sure if Jackson is sitting on the bench, but I don't think she's dressed to play. She's not been in the game yet, as that goes up and in for Tiggett.
Well, and sometimes, you know, you may in practice, and we don't know the story, but maybe a little tweak of an injury, or there's no reason when you feel good about the opponent and that you give her a rest if you can, and if you don't need her in this game, let some other players get the minutes and play.
Well said. Duke forces another turnover. Mayer's going to come back in for Coach Lawson. Robinson's going to come back in for Coach Baxter and NC Central, the Eagles. Fouled is Donovan. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
I like the ball pressure by Janiyah Jones, though, number 23, and that's what Central needs to do. They need to crank up the pressure on the ball. Right now, it's way too easy for the Blue Devils to move the ball around the perimeter and basically pick their shot.
Donovan short on the first.
1 for 3 from behind the free throw line right now. Part of her game she really wants to work on, but she's the ESPN top impact freshman. She was stepped over the line on that one, so we're going the other way. She's on the ACC newcomer watch list. A lot of potential in a Blue Devil uniform for Jayden Donovan.
She'll want to work on those free throws, though. 2 for 11 on the season for Donovan. 36-15. Little leaner almost went in. Good hustle, rebound. Back up. Ripped out of the air by Thomas. Thomas trying to protect the ball. And she is fouled by Burks.
When you have a game where you have a significant margin of points over your team, and it gives you an opportunity to try some different combinations, run some different sets. You see that easy drive to the basket. Reagan Richardson just having her way. She came via University of Georgia, but she is from Charlotte, North Carolina, so I'm sure her family gets up here to see almost every home game she plays. That's a foul right there on Nyjah Cunningham. Trying her hardest to get that ball.
It's 38-15 here on this Thanksgiving Sunday. Duke was really rolling. Central's got to be happy that they're scoring some points.
Ashlyn Jackson coming off huge game at Stanford. 22 points, a career high, 6 3-pointers. It's a valuable piece of the Blue Devil attack and defense.
Wow, 3-on-2, and Donovan travels.
But these are the kind of mistakes that Donovan just needs to play her way through. Not get frustrated, just keep learning.
Central trying to go down low. An extra step that time from Nyjah Cunningham, the redshirt junior out of Charlotte.
She played a year at Augusta University. She played a year at Catawba Community College. Now she's from Charlotte as well. Now here in a uniform in Durham. She averages 9 points a game, 5.5 rebounds. Coming off a 13.8 rebound performance against Western Carolina. She's a big piece of the puzzle for them, but she's not as tall. Again, that beautiful back cut and that pass out of the pinch post. Delaney Thomas, the freshman, with a nice assist, and that's what happens if you overplay. You have to keep your head on a swivel. Be ready for the back cut.
The Eagles have not scored in the last 2:45.
And you see here how the ball goes into the pinch post, and it's just a back cut. You see defense just turns their body instead of turning their head and gets beat on that cut. That's a nice pass by the 6'3" freshman Delaney Thomas from Charlestown, West Virginia.
Mayer Richardson out there with Thomas, Cable, and Emsbo. Here's Cable. Cable. Tough pass for Richardson. Kept alive, though, by Duke. Cable will get it back to Richardson. Richardson finds Emsbo at the elbow. That looked like a pretty clean block, but they'll say that Callahan got a piece of Emsbo.
But again, the Blue Devils just moving the ball unselfishly around the perimeter, working together for the best possible shot. And right now, 9 assists for Duke on 15 made baskets. I don't know about that one, but nonetheless, Emsbo's going to the free throw line. Whereas previously stated, she's pretty efficient.
That was a decent look. It did look like she got her right above her wrist slapped away as she was shooting, so I think the refs may have got it right. 42-15. Stepping into that. It's going to roll in and around. Jones can't finish.
Nice job getting that ball in quickly and up the court against the press, though.
Mayer to Cable. Cable was wide open. Mayer is such a difference maker at point guard. That's a great pass. They missed, though, from in close by Cunningham. Thomas. Emsbo, the other elbow. Yes.
Emsbo likes that free throw line shot. Another assist for Duke.
44-15, approaching 2 minutes remaining here in the first half.
That's Delaney Thomas is going to get called on that block on the baseline drive.
You mentioned Georgia. Duke will be at Georgia in 4 days.
ACC SEC Challenge coming your way soon.
Shot clock approaching 10. Let's set the bucket. Mayer, even though she got beat, kind of stayed with her attacker and got a little piece from behind. Cable misses, be out of bounds, back to Duke. Nope, it'll go to the Eagles. My bad. Sorry, Debbie.
I think you're doing great.
44-15.
That's the Blue Devils get back in their full court press. They like the way Central's been handling the full court pressure. A lot better than they did to start the game. They're going to go with the horn set. Just really not executing with precision right now. And credit the Duke defense with taking them out of what they want to do. Nice hedge by Thomas. Nothing's falling.
1 for 9 from 3 now for the Eagles. NC Central will drive to the basket and earn the foul. Good work by Morgan Callahan, the redshirt junior out of Beach Park, Illinois.
She's their leading rebounder. She averages 9 and 9. There's 4 players on their team averaging 9 points a game. 9.0. What are the odds? It's good balanced scoring for Central. See if she can convert here from the charity stripe.
Second one in. Said it before, say it again. Hope each and every one of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend and Thanksgiving celebration, and I hope you have a lot to be thankful for. Certainly grateful to be here with Debbie Taylor. Nice to have Sarah step in as producer for Chad Lattman and be working with the Duke crew. Always fun over here in Durham.
So much fun, and you saw T. Mayer right there. You know, sometimes I think she's too unselfish, but she called her own number that time. She like cut right to the middle of the floor with a beautiful lay, and she's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, when they get it in her hand, it just changed the complexion of the offense.
She's got 11 points already. You see, but she's like, she could have shot that, but she's so unselfish, going to find the best shot for her team. And there's Delaney Thomas down low on the block, the freshman with the finish.
So she scores her first bucket of the game. Ashlyn Jackson not going to play today. Stuffed there by Emsbo. A great block. They'll stay with Central. Nope, now they'll say blocked off. And look at this. It's going to go back to... That's what you want right there.
Right off her hand, and Camilla Emsbo, she led the Ivy League in blocks her last season at Yale. She knows how to protect the rim.
Yeah, she had a couple more blocks against Stanford as well. 48-16. About an 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Cable going to drive to the basket. Great pass to Emsbo. So Cable adds an assist.
Just great heads-up play. The helps comes over, and she just shovel passes that right into Emsbo's hands for the easy 2. And Duke now has 4 players in double digits and another steal.
At the buzzer right there, Richardson, one of those 4 players in double figures as Duke with a massive lead over their friends from Durham out of the MEAC NC Central. And Debbie, as a coach, I always get excited when you talk about assists. You really like the way Duke is giving up the basketball for a better look.
Well, sharing is caring, and the Blue Devils right now have assisted on 60% of their baskets so far in this game. I mean, they do such a good job seeing their teammates, whether it's on a back cut or a drive to the basket in a dish or in a read when someone overplays. Right now, Duke 12 assists on 20 made baskets, and a beautiful one right there from T. Mayer to Emsbo. drive it in and kick it back for the three for Cable. Duke right now just playing some beautiful team basketball, reading and reacting. And that's a big part of this 52-16 lead for the Blue Devils.
Have the breakdown from Debbie Taylor as you take a look at the stats. Anything stand out there for you, Debbie?
No, I think turnovers. Duke has forced North Carolina Central 15 turnovers, and they have 19 points off of those turnovers. But probably the biggest statistic is NC Central shooting 17% from the floor right now. Credit the Duke defense. Duke finished the quarter on a 16-1 run. NC Central, 0 of their last 11 shots. They need to get back in the scoring column.
Brown, offensive rebound off the Richardson miss. Cable. It was almost like Cable just saw the package we put together.
Let's get another one. Let's get another one.
52-16. Duke out there in their white uniforms. Central, the Eagles, also from here in Durham. As Debbie Taylor told you in the first half, first time these two teams have played in 14 years. And it was a big win for Duke in that one. That's a great drive for NC Central, finishing at the bucket. Burks.
We talked about Mira Burks in the open and her ability to knock it down from long range, making 10 in a game earlier this season. But there she has taken it to the hole for a much-needed basket for the Eagles.
52-18, Richardson, who finished the first half with a steal and a bucket.
You see Burks, the redshirt senior, just decides to put it on the floor and take it herself, and that was not as easy as she made it look. She got 2 more in the scoring column for the Eagles. He said she's preseason All-MEAC first team. She was a second-team selection last season. She started her career at the University of Illinois Chicago. She played a year at Daytona State. Now here she is in her second season in Durham at NC Central, leading the way for her team.
Richardson makes the second. Coach Baxter from NC Central is going to bring on the freshman Jada Tiggett, who will come on for Nyjah Cunningham, the redshirt junior. Robinson, Mayer sliding her feet.
When Central looks at what they're going to take away from this game, they've gotten some nice work in against the Duke press, which is a very good press, and they've been able to handle it for the most part.
That's well said. Getting around Mayer and driving to the basket. Good finish there from Robinson.
Yeah, that screen, the screener action, kind of a little decoy because Robinson just took it herself and no one there for Duke.
Mayer, extra pass. Richardson, it was kind of that little tweener shot, didn't totally extend the arm to the bucket and missed it.
Do you use the glass? Do you not use the glass? It's just such a tough call.
Another good drive, blocked by Brown. But sticking with it is Burks. So Burks has come out strong here in the second half, Debbie.
And they needed Burks to get going a little bit.
So Emsbo, Kanawa, and Thomas. Brown
has such a height advantage in this game, and you want to see, like, put her on the block and give her the ball, and that's just an easy one for her. She's got to finish that. She's not going to get that in ACC play. She needs to make her presence known today.
So Thomas out there with Mayer.
You know, we said Duke, only 11 players on the roster, and Vanessa DeJesus already out for the season. Ashlyn Jackson not dressed today, so 9 players in the rotation for Duke today, and every one of them getting time.
Good pass to Thomas. We'll say off of the Eagles, it'll stay with Duke. Yeah, everyone getting time. As Brown and Wood still looking for the first bucket. Turnover. Emsbo hustles back, but the finish at the bucket there from Callahan.
I thought Emsbo was going to catch Callahan. Callahan was a little nonchalant on that one.
Yeah, she took her time getting set for that left-handed layup, and Emsbo almost got there. Cable. Thomas kind of dribbled into trouble, and because of that, he's called for traveling.
Gives Duke an opportunity to get into their press again.
Knocked out of there by Thomas. Mayer at the basket, up and in.
I don't know if they're going to give Cable that assist, but the Cable-Mayer combination's been on fire today. And Steele, another quick bucket.
Kanawa with those quick hands. Lightning quick. 57-24. Shot clock at 10. There, yeah, it took the arm. Got my coach up here signaling for the arm, and I'm with you.
Great ball pressure and great defense by Duke. The steal there for Thomas. The lead pass for Mayer. She finishes at the rim, and then defense again. Kanawa, two fellow freshmen. Delaney Thomas for the easy lay-in.
Thomas,
cut.
yeah. Emsbo, though, misses it. Good box out and rebound from the Eagles. That's Tiggett. Drive by Cable, drop, and a finish from Callahan.
Nice sharing of the ball by the Eagles right there. Well done.
57-26. Cable will set her feet short. Emsbo, rebound, short.
They're not very big, the Eagles, but they're doing a decent job protecting their rim as Emsbo goes for the swat.
Kanawa on the push. Emsbo, she was getting set for that shot even before the pass was made, but missed it short. Good bounce pass. Hey, the Eagles showing something here. Kara Lawson might call a timeout.
And that's just poor defense by Duke, not matching up in transition. You know, Coach Lawson's not happy with that. Chicago media.
7-28. And Kara Lawson called that timeout before the media break because they were a little unsettled. Obviously, they're not going to lose this game, but she wants everything to go right all the time, right?
She wants them to take care of the ball. They have 13 turnovers. Opportunity to hear to everybody on the team to get good minutes and well-drawn play. And there is Emsbo using her size and her height under the basket, took up a big chunk of the paint and finishing around the rim. And Duke should be taking these high percentage shots with the height advantage they have.
Yeah, you mentioned that height advantage. We've seen a couple games where Emsbo has started with the aforementioned 6'6" Brown. Not been Brown's best day. We'll see if she'll get a chance to get back in there. She is 0 for 2 with 0. Emsbo, though, having a big game, 12 points. 60-28.
You know you've got to play against the likes of Elizabeth Kitley in ACC play. In these types of games, you're back to the basket post player. You got to show out. You got to bring your game.
Excellent point. Kitley and Amore in the gang for Virginia Tech, pretty good. Emsbo, and she picked up that pivot foot, is called for traveling. It'll be a turnover for Duke.
But I like how they're going to her on the block. Take advantage. Give it to the big girl.
14 turnovers to 17 for the Eagles. I don't think that'll settle too well with Coach Lawson.
She's all about efficiency. Take care of the ball, play aggressive defense, be disruptive, crash the offensive boards. And even when you have a big lead, no need to get sloppy. Play hard the whole game.
Attacking the basket, there's Kanawa, who averaging 7.6 rebounds per game.
You can see why. She just gets in there and gets her hand on the ball.
Yeah, she loves it down there with the bigs.
Has a nose for it. She just never stops. She brings the energy.
That's a nice shot from Richardson, just inside the free throw line.
You kind of like the mid-range game too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, a little transition, and there's the big block. Delaney Thomas getting another block shot. The freshman from Charlestown, West Virginia, the perfect time and swats it out of bounds.
Thomas 2 for 2 with 8 rebounds. And Had a block in there as well in 15 minutes of action. Emsbo got a piece of it, picked up by Richardson. She's got Thomas on the right side. Cable's going to drive to the basket. Little runner, misses. Thomas keeps it alive. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how Akanawa gets those rebounds. There were 3 Eagles players around her.
Wow, when she spends some time in the weight room over the course of the summer and gets stronger, she's going to be a major force to be reckoned with on the boards because she already is. She's averaging almost 8 rebounds a game.
Incredible.
Little pinch post action again.
Back cut, Richardson, tough shot. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It's just a great read. She just sets the screen and she just keeps on going. She slips it, goes to the rim, and it's a nice pass by Emsbo. Just unable to finish.
Great to have Jamie Carr setting in to the producer seat with support from Chad Latman and Will Black. Second shot up and in. Robert Gray, Chris Metzloff, Christopher Dubois, Philip Robertson, Mark Dry, Dean Linke along with Deborah Taylor, part of the crew. Long distance shot way downtown. Rebound for Thomas. She's got a stat stuffer game going here.
9 rebounds for Delaney Thomas.
Richardson, 1 dribble. That was blocked. It'll go off of the Eagles.
Thomas getting a hand on it. Keeping possession here for Duke.
Thomas coming off a great game against Stanford. She has shattered her previous high in rebounds, which was 4.
Yeah, freshman, first trip to Maples Pavilion. 31 minutes, she had 14 points, really impacted that game. It's been fun watching her get better every time she steps on the floor. Cable. The screen, nice flash cut. Good defense by the Eagles.
Shot clock down to 3. Thomas, yes. Thomas with 6 points. Thomas might be thinking about a double-double here. 66-28. 3-point shot from the Eagles, in and out. Emsbo, great box out. Akanawa, the back of the rim. Thomas, another rebound. Double-digit rebounds, and Akanawa lost the ball.
What, these freshmen love to rebound the basketball, and Coach Lawson loves that about her freshmen. It's not really something you can teach, that effort. Bringing it every night.
Donovan and Mayer are going to come in for Thomas and Cable. Donovan, another one of those freshmen. I want to remind you that no Ashlyn Jackson in this game. She is on the bench in her warm-ups, but not going to play coming off that big-time game against Stanford. There are a lot of folks that turned the game off early on, and next thing you know, it's in overtime. Duke had a chance to beat Stanford.
They did. It was 30-17 in the first quarter. I mean, everything going right for Stanford, and they've got a great player in Cameron Brink, and they just, packed the place out there in Palo Alto. But Duke, the young Duke team, they just fought back. They wouldn't go away. It was really exciting down the stretch. They almost pulled it off. And there is a long-range one for the Eagles, much needed.
Kyla Bryant for 3, Richardson for an easy 2. To just let you finish your thought on Stanford, though, I mean, that was after playing Team USA and a very good Davidson team. So it says a lot about the fortitude of this young Duke team.
Yeah, they played 4 games in 8 days. And if you're Coach Carol Lawson, despite the loss to number 6 Stanford, you had to be really excited about the fight you saw your team play with and the defensive intensity and just the execution. They really put on a show down the stretch to keep themselves in that game on the road. So a lot of learning in that game as well, and a lot of character shown.
Good shot there made by Callahan. As shot clock is off, we'll see if Duke holds for the final shot. 17 seconds. They will. Got Carol Lawson with her hands in the air, is called out the play. Final seconds winding down, and Richardson will earn the whistle.
Duke loves that high screen in the middle of the floor. When that ball is in the middle of the floor, there is no help defense. And if you can beat your defender, you're either getting to the rim or somebody's going to come and help, and you kick it out to a wide open three-point shooter.
Wait, so we don't always talk about officials, but one of the officials played for Debbie Taylor. I love that, right? So
Tierra Cruz, she is one of the top officials in the game right now. So proud of her and how she's just worked her way up in that profession. She's called a lot of big games. So, yeah, here in Cameron today.
It's Duke 70, NC Central 33. Happy Sunday to you, everybody. Back with the fourth.
Greatness is a feeling.
You got to get to the free throw line. There's no way around it. You can't just shoot all threes. You got to get to the free throw line.
Well, and she's a 90% free throw shooter, too, which makes it so great. 7 for 8 in this game from the charity stripe.
Wood, number 13, into the game now for Coach Lawson and the Blue Devils.
Looks like Central's gone to a 2-3 zone, try to mix it up a little bit here. And that's great for the Blue Devils. Give them a little practice against the zone. And Akanawa chasing down the loose ball. The extra pass. Oh, somebody shoot it, though. Sometimes they're a little too unselfish.
Yeah. Akanawa, 5'10", tips it to herself like Dennis Rodman and goes and gets it. It's incredible.
In that case, too, just, overshare the ball and it ends up in a turnover, and you'd rather see the shot go up.
Yep. Brown with the block.
There's Kennedy Brown back in the game. Let's see if she can finish off with 9 good minutes here. Nia Cunningham's having a rough day. She's got 1 point, 2 rebounds, just playing against bigger, stronger defenders. Looked like she got away with a travel there.
Three-pointer. Akanawa, just amazing rebounder, folks. Drops it back over and up and in for Mayer.
What body control by T. Mayer on that one. Akanawa puts it on the floor, passes it to Mayer. Mayer gathers it out of the air and gracefully kisses it off the glass. Kennedy Brown with the big high hedge forces the turnover. Good defense right there on that ball screen. Nice lead pass to Thomas. And the finish.
Wood.
Oh, Jordan Wood, excuse me, the other freshman. Freshman to freshman.
8 minutes remaining in the game. 74-33.
Jordan Wood, the 6'4" freshman from Chicago.
Brown whistled for the foul. So now Brown is the only of the 9 available. As you mentioned, Jackson not available. Brown, the only Duke player to not score a bucket.
A nice even distribution of minutes for players in the team. Everybody's 12-plus minutes right now. Getting some good playing time today. Kayla Bryant knocking it down. She averages over 13 points a game for her team. She's MEAC Rookie of the Week for the week of November 22nd. She had a triple-double as a freshman in that game against Mid-Atlantic Christian. 21 points, 10 assists, and 10 steals, and 4 for 4 from three-point range.
It's a good day.
It's a freshman with a bright future for the Eagles.
Wood at the basket, and she is fouled by Cunningham. She'll go to the line to shoot an and one.
And another assist. Akanawa, freshman, to Wood, freshman, and one. The future looks bright. These young players for the Blue Devils.
And one is good. A couple more people to thank. McKenna Andrew, Ivan Pacheco, Sarah Leggett, Matt McCula, part of the crew.
$18 assists for the Blue Devils.
Good defense from Mayer, good help from Brown. they travel there. That's Mayer and Brown together.
Brown does a great job on that high hedge. He just really forces the ball handler wide and high and hustles back underneath the basket. She and T. Mayer work really together right there on that ball screen.
That's so well said, Deb. You see a lot of post players come out on that high hedge, and it looks like they're plowing through mud to get back, but she just skates right back into position. Wood. Some good minutes here. Econowa. Sometimes I don't know if she knows where she's going, but it's usually good things happen.
She is a force of nature, boys. So much fun to watch her play. And she's only averaging 22 minutes a game, and she comes in here with 11.6 points per game and 7.6 rebounds per game.
Brown with the handoff. Econowa gets it back from Wood. Econowa. Man, the quick hands. I mean, look, they lost it there, but her hands are ridiculously quick. Even when she loses it, she gets it back.
She's just always hustling. You just watch the hustle. Like, deflection, get through the crowd, deflection, just dive on the floor, just never stops going. And she's a coach's dream.
Oh, indeed. Nice drive to the basket. Unsuccessful for the Eagles, who are continuing to play hard. You got to give them credit. Nice pass. Brown needs to get on the score sheet. She does for the and one, and all 9 available players have scored for Duke. It's 77-35.
And
79.
Assist. Aluchi Econowa.
Well done, you, for pointing out the assist, because that was in traffic, too, with 3 players around her, Debbie.
Well, and right now she only has 2 points, Econowa, but she's got 9 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, it's just, she just fills up a stat sheet, and she doesn't have to score. She just does it in so many ways.
Forces the shot. Good defense from Donovan. Brown trying to find Econowa, who is fouled. Oh, yeah, they got that one wrong, as Econowa was absolutely mauled right there. I don't think the refs saw it.
The refs, they can't be slowing down either. This one's not over yet. 6.5 more minutes to go. It's been a fairly fast-paced game, though. They've been doing some work getting up and down the floor.
Cable will check back into the game, as will Richardson and Emsbo. Mayer's going to come out. Brown's going to come out. Brown did score her 3, though. Burks, Callahan, Bryant, Robertson, and Jones out there for Terrence Baxter, interim head coach.
And if you're Terrence Baxter right now, you want to see some good possessions from your team on both sides of the ball. That was a nice clear out and a good take to the rim. You want to be able to look at this game in chunks and see what you've been able to learn and take away.
6 minutes remaining. Emsbo. Thomas with the fake. Tough pass to handle for Cable. She'll shovel it out. And Econowa from 3.
I feel like when she's in the game, you just keep saying her name. And it's kind of really fun to say. Although we have heard some announcers call her Okinawa, and that is not correct.
Well, there's a good drive. And there's Burks. Came on the show talking about Burks. Pass too deep. Richardson looking for Econowa.
There's Cable to Econowa, who's got her feet set, ready to catch and shoot, knocks that 3 down. Only the 4th 3 of the day for Duke. Turnover there. It's going to be Blue Devil ball. So we've got the freshman Thomas, the junior Richardson, the graduate student Emsbo, sophomore Cable, and freshman Econowa in the lineup right now.
Good pass to Richardson. She's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Whistled for the foul is Kyla Bryant.
That's a nice pass on the backside of that zone. It's a good cut to the rim by Richardson. Way to see cross court by Emsbo. Hey, what the bigs for Duke are really good passers. Kennedy Brown's biggest strength may be her vision and her ability to pass the ball, and Emsbo does a great job passing the basketball as well.
See DeJesus and Jackson.
Almost got her hand on that one. And she got her hand
Right
on
there,
that
look
one.
at that. It's incredible. It's like the fastest hand you're ever going to see. Oh, she slips right there.
She just kind of, I don't know if she hit a wet spot on the floor, but she just tried to attack the basket and fell. But it's the freshman Akanawa having another great day for the Blue Devils.
Duke's new century cries out for a university where the drive to discover is not hemmed by disciplinary logics. Where
Big lead for Duke. We talked about their schedule prior to this. How about their schedule after this for the Duke Blue Devils?
After playing 4 games in 8 days, they got a week break for Thanksgiving, this game, and then here comes the gauntlet. They got to go to Georgia and play against Coach Katie Abrahamson in our matchup zone, and then number 1, Dawn Staley in South Carolina before starting ACC play at Clemson.
The Toledo Rockets. I'm from Toledo, Debbie. I'm looking forward to that game. Hopefully you'll be with me on that one. I don't know.
I think I'll be here.
All right. Awesome.
Toledo's a good mid-major team, and they have a great following up there.
Yeah,
Ohio fans love their basketball.
They do. Jimmy Jackson didn't go to Toledo, went to Ohio State, but he's from Toledo. So is Kelvin Ramsey, a name from the past. Down low.
Donovan's going to get called there for going over the back, but I'll take that because I love how she crashes the boards as well. That's a great freshman tandem right there.
84-37. The Duke Blue Devils, after an amazing performance against Stanford on the road, one that they almost won with an incredible comeback, down 17 against Stanford, took it to overtime.
Such great effort and mental toughness and physical toughness against some really good Stanford post players. They showed a lot in that game. Right now, 3 freshmen for Duke on the court at the same time, closing up those gaps.
Shot clock down to 4. Runner, oh, that's a nice shot. That was about the only thing that was available with 4 seconds remaining, and Tippy Robertson, kind of like saying that name too. With
I do too.
Yeah.
I want my name to be Tippy. I kind of like it. It's a great runner. Using that high screen in the center of the court again. Just continuous ball screen action. Well defended.
Donovan back over. There you go. You talked about the freshmen combining.
I like the patience. I like Thomas here. 6'3", long arms on the ball, making it difficult to see the inbounds pass.
In the crow's nest here with Debbie Tippy Taylor and Mike Stick.
Thomas is 2 points away from a double-double. 11 rebounds, 8 points for the freshman.
3 minutes plus off the board again.
Wow, the circus shot. Duke not making it easy, but in the basket nonetheless.
Burks with 8. Callahan's got 14 to lead the Eagles. Kanawa, Cable. Yes, and Cable's fouled. She got stepped on. That did not look good at all, did it?
No, she went down hard. Is she holding her ankle? Is it her knee? I can't see. She's spotted up. It's her ankle, and she is in some serious pain. Here's the pass. She spotted up, and I don't know if she stepped on her ankle or what happened, but you just saw the immediate reaction, and that's just so unfortunate when you see that happen. You can see the teammates are already in duress. Duke already playing with a short roster, but here she goes. Cable's going to get up, walk it off. That's a great sign. Such a good shooter. 13 points on the day for her, 3 for 7 from behind the arc.
That was a tough shot she made right there. She
She does such a great job of getting her feet and her hands set. She catches the ball ready to shoot. If you can pass her that ball in her shooting pocket, she's got a really good quick release.
So it does not look like she's going to take the and one. So let's see who will shoot it for her. Looks like Richardson, huh? We're in the crow's nest looking down as they take care of Cable's ankle. No, it's going to be Wood that's going to take it. Cameron indoor crow's nest. The extra shot for Cable missed there by Wood. Burks was thinking three, pump faked.
Duke's done a really good job making sure Burks, who we said had made 10 threes in the game earlier this season, did not get an open look from behind the line.
Using her body, and well done by Tippy Robertson. You talk about physically challenged. It's amazing that at 6'10", Mark Dry even fits up here in the crow's nest, but he somehow manages it.
Tippy Robinson, talking about 5'4", redshirt senior, she's done a really nice job attacking the basket today, using a dribble to create. Eagles 6 for 9 from the free throw line for the day.
Donovan to Thomas, now Wood.
Nice defense, nice duck in there by Emsbo.
Callahan with the steal.
Got to get her feet around, knock that ball loose.
Coach Baxter is still coaching. He's crouched down.
His team, you know, it was not an easy first quarter for them, and they responded. It was 32-10 in the first quarter, and a lot of teams could have quit on that one, but they just kept playing, still playing. A nice block there, another block by Wood. Robinson with the quick crossover, just trying to get another contested shot off. Here comes
Robertson's
Donovan.
had a good quarter. Nice pass to Thomas, ripped out of there by Robertson. Robertson needs to outlet it. She does, and finished by Callahan. Well done by the Eagles, showing some heart.
Pinpoint pass right there. It was beautiful. Emsbo wants it. And there's the freshman Thomas with the tip in for her 10th point of the game. And there's the double-double. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 22 minutes by Delaney Thomas.
It's hard not to like her game. I know Donovan didn't play as much against Stanford, but against Davidson, I thought she might have been the best player for Duke. She brings the fire, and then Akanawa, that's all we talk about, right, is her hands, her defense, the fact that she leads the team in rebounds at 5'10", amazing.
And freshmen are going to be inconsistent early in their career throughout their freshman year, but what you always want to see is consistent effort, and I think that's what this freshman class brings, is the effort and the energy all the time on both sides of the ball. They love to play. They're gym rats. Great additions to the Duke roster. Donovan down low, posting up, and the easy finish with the left.
93-45.
You can see Donovan's versatility. She can play inside, outside. She can defend every position. She can play every position.
Good little fake step back from Burks. As Debbie Taylor told you, she made 10 three-pointers in a game this year. Like you said, that's hard to do even in practice.
I mean, it is. It's pretty amazing. That team had 16 threes in that game. School record. Another block. Delaney Thomas racking up the blocks today. The Blue Devils will just dribble this one out.
All right, so now Georgia and then South Carolina. Duke's going to win this game 93-45. Your final thoughts on what's coming up for the Duke Blue Devils?
A lot of preparation as the competition picks up, and these freshmen have learned a lot, but they're going to have to be bigger and better and stronger, and just the chemistry is continuing to grow for the Duke Blue Devils. But another win, Blue Devils move to 3-3 on the season.
Another great performance by Debbie Taylor. Want to thank Jamie Carr, outstanding in the producer's seat, along with Chad Lampin, Will Black, and the entire gang. I'm Dean Linke saying once again for Debbie Taylor, your final score, Duke 93, Central 45.